To leave or not to leave? That is the philosophical, existential question for some players at Inter. Of course, the famous line from Shakespeare, to be or not to be. But for Brozovic and Andre Onana at the moment, they must be asking the question, to leave or not to leave, because they are linchpins at Inter, especially Onana. Just in the 1 year that he's been at Inter, he's become one of those guys that you can build the spine, and Interisti can see he could be the future Inter goalkeeper for many, many years to come. But the transfer market rumors that we're going to talk about today don't indicate that they will be here as the spines of Inter. And we'll start off with Epic Brozovic, this guy. All the reports coming out in the last few days have been pointing to, he's leaving. It's a pretty much a done deal. Al Nassr, the Saudi team that are chasing him, they want him really badly. They keep upping their salary offer to him. And this guy is an absolute troll, guys. Like, in true Marcelo Brozovic style, this guy is posting cryptic Instagram stories, funny Instagram stories, making fun of the situation. And today or yesterday, he posted this picture, with the black and blue heart pointing to the sky. And then Perisic this morning commented saying, Jebeni Zed, which apparently translated from Croatian means, effing Z. And the whole fan base has gone up in, flames. It's like he's talking about Zhang. The Z must be in Zhang. It must mean effing Zhang. That's what he's talking about, the guy who's trying to sell him or whatever. I don't know. I think it's just one of those, like, to me, and then he deleted it as well. I think everyone's overreacting as usual, but it's turning into a soap opera, like this whole Brozovic thing. And then Barella commented underneath as a molto forte, like, you're very good, or you're very strong. Those two, we know about their bromance. And then in the comments, someone said Ausilio non dorme più la notte, which means, Ausilio, our sporting director, can't sleep anymore at night because of you, laughing emojis. And apparently he liked that comment as well. Like, that's the thing with Brozovic. He's not the most professional guy. Like, this is not really the most professional way to handle a transfer situation. It's a very funny and trolly way to handle it, but not the most professional way to handle it. Which but also shows, his head isn't as turned as, the reports were saying, and as I thought as well. I thought this guy, once he sees that 20-30 million net offer from the Saudis, his head would be turned. I mean, his head is turned because the Saudis came to Inter HQ to negotiate with Inter. The agreement with Inter is there, which is around the 23 million euro mark. But as reported by Gazzetta and a few other outlets as well, the Tayrod isn't keen on a transfer to the Middle East. Instead, his wish is to play at the Camp Nou. So now he's delaying these negotiations, or stopping these negotiations, which is stopping Inter's transfer window. Because as we know, before we spend money, we need to bring in. So we need outgoings to bring in money. Then we can spend money to bring new players. And because Brozovic at the moment is the only one with a real offer on the table, aside from Onana, is stopping Inter's transfer window. So, and the problem is, Barcelona is the worst possible team to be coming in for Brozovic, because we know they wanted him in January. And that's the thing as well. Brozovic isn't like this kind of like, oh, he's been forced out. He's happy to go to Barcelona. From what I understand, he was happy to go to Barcelona in January already, when there was rumors of the Kessie Brozovic swap rumors. They're even offering much more money than Inter. He's earning around 6.5 at Inter. Barcelona may give him like a slight increase. But that's the pull of Barcelona, even in this kind of period. Even, to be fair, they have won the La Liga last year. But they're one of those clubs that financially they're, in a bad situation like Inter, but somehow using their financial levers and whatever, they managed to pull things off. And so according to reports, they've only offered Inter, or they haven't apparently put official bid in, but they can get up to 17, 18 million euros, which is not going to satisfy Inter. but that's Brozovic's preference. But I just at this point now, like Barcelona, unless they sell Kessie to, because there's reports of Kessie having interest from Saudi teams now. If they sell Kessie, then they'll have money to come for Brozo. Apparently, Xavi wants Brozovic quite intensely. But unless that happens, I don't see Barcelona being able to put the money down. And I mean, already 23 to the Saudi team, it was like pittance for someone like Brozovic. But I understood it because of the money to him and because it wasn't to any of our rivals in Europe. So it's like, he's going out of Europe completely. But now if you give him to Barcelona, this guy is going to be the perfect Busquets replacement. Like at 30, 31 years of age, he can be the perfect Busquets replacement for at least 3 or 4 years, and then we'll be regretting it. So I don't want to get into negotiations with Barcelona. If Brozovic doesn't go to Saudi, I just think take him off the market because this is not worth it. Try to see if you can get offers for Hakan, maybe for if you have to sell, then you have to find other players. The issue, we're going to have the same issue with Hakan. The reason why they want to sell Brozovic, aside from the off-field issues we talked about, that Marotta, the management and his team, like there seems to be some sort of tension and off-the-field issues. And as I've explained to you guys, Marotta is disciplinarian. You can see Brozovic's behavior is kind of not the super most professional. But we're gonna the 6.5 million salary. If it's an issue right now with Brozo, then it's going to be the same issue if we renew Hakan, which we're supposed to be doing. Which I don't know what's happened to that, by the way. But his rumored new salary will be around 6 million, and he doesn't get growth decree benefits, so it's a full. It's going to be 11, 12 million gross salary. In a year, 2 years, you're going to end up having the same issue because you can't afford such a big salary, and you're going to try to sell Hakan. So why not sell Hakan now that he's got 1 year left on his contract? Try to make money out of him, and you can keep Brozo, who still has, the 2 or 3 years still left on his contract at this stage now. And then, obviously now, then you can't bring in Frattesi maybe as they thought. But if we can keep Brozo, I'd rather keep the midfield we have now than you can keep Brozo and Aslani. The plan for Inter was have Hakan and Aslani in the CDM, but now if you can't sell Brozo, have Brozo and Aslani, sell Hakan. And then, as much as I would hate it, if you find, a cheap, even Tucu Pereira, the Udinese guy, I know he's like 33, 34, as much as I don't want to bring in older guys. But if that means we have to get to keep Brozovic, I'd rather have a stopgap solution like that, like Tucu Pereira or someone cheap like that to bring in. Or if you do sell Hakan for, 15, 20, 25 million, then you can look at a cheaper alternative to Frattesi. It doesn't have to be Frattesi. Like I've never seen, very, very rarely seen Inter go all in for a player like this. Like Frattesi, seems like they're obsessed with him, which I like Frattesi, but I don't want to move the mountains and the moon for this guy. So let's see. And what I like, though, I don't know how true this is, but it says that the report from Corriere, which is not a great source, but Inter refused to be drawn into a bidding war because it's going to could turn into a bidding war because apparently now for Frattesi, Roma have come back in. Roma are the team that Frattesi supports, and they actually have a sell-on percentage with Sassuolo, so they can get Frattesi for cheaper than we or Milan or Juve would get. And they're talking about a 25 million plus Mulattieri offer that Inter probably putting in. Total value around 35, but if the other teams join in, then the price is gonna rise to 37, 38, 39, 40 million, which is what Inter don't want to do. And this is where you can find alternative. And I like the fact that we were linked to Yunus Musa. He's a guy that I've been talking about for a few months, the Valencia center midfielder, 20-year-old American. Grew up in Italy, actually. He's English, or he grew up in Italy and in England. Like he had a bit of a weird upbringing, a bit like me, actually, yeah. But he plays for the USA national team. And to me, he's a profile Inter should be looking at, and reported AC Milan are going for him for 20 million. But if you can't land Frattesi because he's 35 million, 40 million, you got to find those alternatives. You got to work on it. So let's see. how that situation develops. And now let's talk about Onana. Onana, the reports in Italy are indicating that Man United are willing to match Inter's. Again, they're talking about 50 million plus bonuses. I don't know if that's euros or pounds, but that's still 60 million pounds should be the starting point for negotiation for Onana. But according to rumors in Italy, tomorrow, Friday, Man United will submit. They haven't submitted any bid as of yet. They will submit a bid tomorrow. Let's see if it happens or not. And if it gets to that 50 million plus bonuses, apparently Inter will sell. And yeah, you guys know, like, I want to build a spine with someone like Onana, like 26-year-old goalkeeper. You've seen what he can do. You're not going to find a replacement like Onana. There's not many keepers out there. You can find shot stoppers as good as Onana, because that's, he's not as of yet elite in that category, in my opinion, but he's in the ball playing category. We saw in the Champions League final and, throughout the season, that guy is elite, maybe if not the best goalkeeper with the ball at his feet. So you're going to struggle to find a replacement. I can see financially why they're trying to do it. A guy you bought for free transfer, 50, 60 million, that's straight up, plus Valenza, capital gain on the books. But the replacements that they're talking about, today they talked about Trubin, the young Ukrainian goalkeeper from Shakhtar. I like him, but if you bring in someone like Trubin, I already know that means Handanovic is going to renew, and Inzaghi is going to go for the experienced Handanovic over Trubin because he's inexperienced, blah, blah, blah. He's 21, 22, whatever he is, not ready for Serie A. And in that case, even more than the Onana case, you can understand why. But, it's hard to, talking about Jan Sommer from Bayern Munich. They're talking about David Raya from Brentford, which I don't know how that would work because the Brentford were quoting Spurs like 40 million pounds. So I don't know how that would work. Keylor Navas, again, they're talking about stopgap. Then the other one that has been mentioned a lot is Valencia's Mamardashvili, the Georgian goalkeeper, 21-year-old. But apparently they value him 30 million euros. So again, that doesn't make sense. If you're selling one of the best goalkeepers around for 50 million plus bonuses, you buy some, Georgian guy for 30. It's not really, it doesn't make too much sense. Yes, that Onana money gives you ability to go buy the goalkeeper and, the center midfielder, gives you a bit more flexibility to really invest into the team. But to me, unless it's silly money, Onana needs to stay. Man United need to pay up. But let's see. With the Man United, the De Gea, their goalkeeper De Gea, there was rumors he was going to sign a new contract, and then apparently it was pulled. And now yesterday he posted a thinking emoji, a yawning emoji. I don't know if that means that he doesn't believe the media rumors and he's signing a new contract. But if De Gea signs, that should mean that I doubt that they would buy a player on top of De Gea renewing because of his salary is that's a starter salary. So I hope that De Gea renews and, Man United don't come for Onana and Inter find other ways of, generating funds. As we said, they need to get rid of those other guys that you can get rid of in the team to make those funds, not the main guys. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with Brozovic, Onana. You guys let me know in the comments down below what your opinion on this whole situation is. Who would you go? I don't want to really think about it. That's why I'm not making any videos until it's confirmed that Onana is leaving about potential goalkeepers. But if it came to that, what do you guys think? Who would you get in? Do you like the rumors about Trubin, Mamardashvili, Sommer, Keylor Navas? Like what type of rumors do you like? I even saw a rumor about Alex Meret, the Napoli goalkeeper. Again, it doesn't move me. None of these guys move me. That's the thing. It's just keep Onana, man. Just keep Onana. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. And obviously, I'll try to keep up to date with all the news as much as I can. Mercato is crazy, but let's see what happens. Ciao, ragazzi. Leave a thumbs up. Forza Inter.